the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Stay away from cities with dyke mayors. They spray the pipes major. Don't play with your life, player, or shake the dice, player. But if you got a quota, then stay away from toddlers. These bitches are fight promoters. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Train your toddler. Please train your toddler. Whippings, timeouts, take her allowance. Cause on spell she will destroy your life if you allow it. Fucking, I'm tired of rapping. Yo, low, bring in the choir. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Niggas need to stop.
Man, welcome to the Dirty Folks Daycare, man. I am your main man, Dirty Folks. And I appreciate y'all being here early on a Saturday morning, bro. Appreciate y'all, man. I've been up since 1:30 this morning with this on my mind. As a matter of fact, we had a conversation yesterday about this super duper late term abortion. Almost 50 years in the making. I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna open up the panel in a minute because I ain't got that much to say, but I do want to share y'all thoughts, man. I want to hear what y'all got to say about this, man. So we found out that that our friend, our near and dear friend, and friend of the show, Conto, his mom actually pulled the plug on him. He was gonna make it. She decided she shouldn't have to. I'm gonna come back to that though. I want to walk this fable. So there is never a shortage since the baby boomers, since feminism of the 1960s. And I need y'all to understand that the baby boomers were not the civil rights generation. They were not the ones marching, getting bit by dogs, hopping on buses, sitting at lunch counters. That was not them. That was their parents. They were the free love, androgynous, LSD taking, purple, elephant seeing, Woodstock attending, suck a dick, then marry a single mama, then smoke crack, not take care of your kids, to the point that the whole generation, no matter what your race, was called latchkey kids. And then one day you go to rehab during the George W. Bush administration and decide you want to be respected as an elder, and everybody got to protect black women, right? That's who the boomers are. That's who the boomers are. Regardless of the race, the entire generation was fucked up. And off of that free love, there's a pendulum swing. No matter how much you hear men say things like protect your seed and be responsible for your children and blah, blah, blah. Women have been pushed more and more into free love. Free love is selfishness. It's I can do what I want. It's Kalima, right? I do what I want. It's my body. Everything about this is me. The kids is me. The dick is me. If I don't like it, I still like it. It's a very selfish thing. And this has been going on since the 1960s. This push to reward the worst behavior possible, to the point that you literally start hating everybody that loves you, because when people love you, they want what's best for you. If you've ever met somebody with an addiction, you know what I'm talking about. If you have somebody on drugs and you try to do an intervention, they don't appreciate the fact you're trying to get their life back on track. they'll hate you for it. The more selfish people are allowed to be, the more you try to love them through it, the more they hate you for it. Because at some point, you got to understand that they perceive hate as love, right? A perfect example of this is this young lady right here. I don't know how old she is. She got to be late 20s, early 30s by the photo. Her post says,
I do not like black men in an intimate way. Y'all cool for fixing stuff and friends to a certain extent. But other than that, I literally can't stand y'all and wish half, if not most of y'all would drop dead. So please stop hitting me up on that type stuff because it ain't happening.
you know, the most funny thing is when people in the comments know you're in real life, right? So this man hate that this light bright, damn near white, possibly biracial, she definitely biracial, from Fayetteville, North Carolina. The greatest thing is people know her. I'm only going to read two of these comments because this was hilarious. Brittany say,
When did that happen? You sure was fucking the dreads out my ex-husband head though.
yo, that's crazy, bro. So she's a home wrecker, and now she hate men. And being a home wrecker really is a sign that you hate men, right? The inability to see a woman or a man happy. Really, that's saying you hate women. When you wreck somebody's home, it means you hate women. Because women want other women to know that her man ain't shit. There's something about hating men that spills over to hating women too. And there's one more I want to read, and then we're gonna move on to the next thing. Cuda lie. I don't even know Cuda, but he's funny.
Bruh, don't listen to none of this girl say. She a real life psychopath. All she do is downplay men like she got everything together. You don't barely got a place to stay and you don't have a car, so stop talking about people and go get a job, you lazy mother.
Yo, I'm dying over this post. And the reason I am is because you gotta understand that first of all, she got on clothes, so everything she say is supposed to be a lie. But intrinsically, in their heart, in their soul, women hate men. Most, not all, but most women hate men. Or at least dislike men. Well, I'm gonna hold that thought. Let me show you guys something else. Something that just happened yesterday. Cause it don't stop and it don't quit, but Judge Mathis's wife files for divorce. That's crazy. After 39 years of marriage, she filed for divorce. A couple of months away from their 40th anniversary. Who wants her? She on the market, gentlemen. She on the market. Who wants a 68-year-old grandmother of four? She's on the market. Here's my thing about it. I'm not even going to read the article. Here's my thing about this, and I've said this several times. She got him at the right time, though. She got him a couple of months after he got out of a couple years. I'm sorry, a couple years after he got out of grad school, and 14 years before his reality show. So she got him once his grind started. He went to school, got a degree, got a job, found a wife, started a family. He did the American dream. He did the American dream. Here's the thing, and I've noticed this for a very long time. How many happily married couples do you know? I probably know two. I know dozens, if not hundreds, of married people. I probably know two happily married couples. I'm old enough to have watched people's marriages at the end and at the beginning. So when I say at the end, as a small child, you look at your grandparents, right? Because they're the longest lasting marriage. Then your parents, if your parents are married, right? And then you follow their marriage because you their kid, right? You follow the marriage, or they stepkid or whatever, you follow the marriage. And then you become a little bit older and you're there at the beginning of the marriage, right? Because now you're a groomsman for your friends, right? You're hosting a bachelor party or attending and, you know, crashing a wedding, you know, popping champagne with your guy. You watch the wedding, you watch the divorce, right? So I'm old enough to see the end and the beginning of marriages. And let me tell you what I know about the end of marriages. 80% of the time, they're not sleeping in the same bedroom anymore. 80% of the time, they're not in the same bedroom anymore. 80% of the time, they're just cohabitating. Because his love is duty. So even when the like is gone, the love is there. He still provides. His love is duty. Her love is non-existent because it never was love. What she thought was love was his romance, because a woman's romance is a man's work. The flowers, the dates, entertaining her, because girls really don't know anything, so you got to entertain her, show her new things. Once she thinks that she knows what you know, or she knows your patterns, how you move, she gets bored with you. So whatever romance, it fades away. And she says she fell out of love. That's not true, because they never had love. You just ran out of romance and got into the pattern of, you're part of my life. It's the reason that men can have friends for 40 years, but women can't keep a relationship for 7. Right? But I've watched that my whole life. I watched the end and I watched the beginning. And either way, after the honeymoon time goes past, you're still alone. Whether you live in the same house or not, you're still alone. Whether you're there for the kids or not, you're still alone. You're still trying to supplement what she's supposed to do with video games and with hanging out with your friends and watching sports and whatever else you're doing. You're still trying to, whatever it was she was supposed to be with clothes on. I mean, with clothes off, maybe you still get it in. Whatever she was supposed to be with clothes on, right? That best friend you thought you had to go back to your old best friend, because she's not a best friend. You realize that when you see the end than in the beginning. Yo. Someone say her translation for that other post is, man, she need cash for the doctors because she got chlamydia again. That's cold-blooded. Man, I appreciate y'all being here this morning, man. We gonna drop the link in a minute, man. Support the show, man. Support the show. You know, I'm not. I was gonna to go through the Facebook post of the Judge Mathis, so you can read the comments of vitriol from women. How much they're like, yo, she should have been left. He ain't never been nothing. He probably mean to her. You know, it was a couple funny ones, like, you know, he probably called her crackhead one too many times, you know. But generally speaking, the hate was like, yo, you should have never been with him. He emotionally
Mrs.
abusive,
Griffin, I
or
have
whatever the
some
case
good
may
news
be.
or some bad news, depending on how you feel about your husband. Do you love your husband?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin, I have some
Wait a
bad news.
minute, what? Damn. This thing's tripping. I want to give a reenactment. Before I go there, let me rewind. So, 2 weeks ago, our friend of the show, Console, died. Died on a Sunday. He died on it was 2 weeks ago. He died on August 11th. I know that because August 11th was also the balloon launch for the homie Terrell's aunt, and August 11th was my boy Dwayne's birthday. So we were preparing for a balloon launch, and like a memorial balloon launch, and a birthday party when I get the info that my man died. So I remember the day. On Tuesday, so that's the 13th, I get a call from my boy Trey, and he posed an interesting question to me. I was just thinking about Trey, like I gotta call him, let him know, Conto passed. But Trey called me, and the first thing he said is, man, Square, I can't even do his voice, bro. His voice crazy, though. He'd be like,
Man, Square.
Cause he's a Chicago dude, but he sound like he's from Mississippi. It's the craziest thing, right? He sound like a Mississippi dude trying to sound like a city dude. It's the funniest thing. He'd be like,
Man, Square. I heard some disturbing news the other day, and I wasn't sure if it was true, so I called to get some confirmation from you, brother.
cause that's how he talk. He be thinking he talking in riddles and shit, but that's Trey, right? Trey be on some wild shit. Anyway, and I'm like, yeah, bro, I already know why you called me. Yeah, Conto gone. My man tell me, say, yo, he heard through the grapevine on Monday, thought about it all day, called me on Tuesday, and the first thing he asked me, he said,
Do you think his mother pulled the plug and killed her son?
and without even thinking about it, unconsciously, I was like, yes. It was the definitive yes. It shocked me, bro. I was like, whoa, I didn't know it was in me, right? I'm like, yes. Now, here's the thing. She had 4 children. She killed her 2. Her 2 daughters died in a house fire that their mother started. She burned her daughters alive in the house 2 years ago. After that, Conto abandoned his mother. He hasn't spoken to her in 2 years. But they weren't really speaking before then, maybe for 14 years before then. Cool. For the rest of the week, all the way up until yesterday, I've been calling their family, trying to get information on the funeral. I got the card made. Thank you for everybody who contributed to the wreath and the card. And I'm waiting for the service, right? The service never came. So my boy Brian, he's steady calling me. Be steady calling like, man, y'all some bullshit friends, man. You used to be on that ass. Like, man, call his mom. I'm like, who the fuck got people mama number, nigga? Like, ain't nobody got a house phone no more. We don't have his mama number. He wouldn't even talk to his mama. How we have his mama number? I'm like, I got his sister number, the one sister that's still alive, right? I'm like, I'm calling her, I'm texting her, she not replying. I'm inboxing her on Facebook, she not replying. He said, man, call his girlfriend. I said, why would I have that nigga girlfriend number? Like, what type of dirty Mac shit you be on in your part-time life, my nigga? Like, why would I have his girlfriend number? I was like, I spoke to her because he had her phone. Well, she had his phone, rather. And she was FaceTiming me off his account. So my man was like, well, go back on his account, inbox or call her back on the account. I said, all right, cool, I'm going to try. Here's the next phase. They deleted his digital footprint. They didn't delete his account. They deleted his digital footprint. So instead of, like for instance, if if you pass away, there's an option on social media. What's it called? Bereavement. Chat, y'all can tell me what it is, bro. Like if you die, somebody automatically gets your account so they can tell people you passed them. Whatever it is. It's called bereavement. I can't remember what the name of it is. But she had his account. There's no post. There's no post. There's no post of 2024 or 2023. She has deleted all of his posts, all of the pictures he had with his family, all the pictures he had with his girlfriend. They've been together for 11 years. There's no pictures of him and his girlfriend after 11 years. After all the nights I got to listen to that dude, like, man, she pressured me to marry her. So it went from that was supposed to be your husband, the man you loved, to there's nothing there. There's no tags of me or other 20, 30 people who's tagged like, yo, pray for our boy Conto, he in a hospital. Like none of that's there. There's nothing. They erased his digital footprint. The only thing on his page is his profile picture. There's no memory. I got more pictures of that man on social media than he does. Then the conversations happen. I'm like, yo, I don't think it's going to be a funeral. We were talking yesterday. I'm like, I don't think it's going to be a funeral. And we out there doing the not go to the barbershop thing where everybody, like the barber comes to you. Shout out to barbers that travel, bro. So it's about 12 people. He cutting hair and we talking. And I'm like, I don't think it's going to be a funeral. And then the first thing they said, I hadn't talked to anybody. I hadn't spoken to them about this at all. They was like, yo, I think Conto Mama pulled the plug on him. And I'm like, I do too. Trey do too. D does too. Wayne does too. Like, we all think that. Like, none of us talked about that. Why do we all believe that? Because I was there. You guys know I was going to the hospital back and forth. I was checking on my man. I was giving y'all updates. Like, I think he gonna make it. Like, he's getting great medical care. The doctors are giving positive responses. They're saying exactly what's wrong with him, what operations they need, what the recovery time is. They're giving us the info. They had him in an induced coma because they had to do surgeries on him. You didn't want him to wake up in that type of pain. But they were like, yo, he's not brain dead. His brain is fine. His internal organs are fine. His body breaking down. They have to operate on him, but like he'll be all right? His lungs weren't strong, so they had him on a ventilation system to make sure his lungs could get strong again. But his heart was beating. His brain was good. Everybody thought he was gonna make it. Next thing you know, he's just dead, right? So everybody like, yo, the only person with the authority to pull the plug is the mother. And now think about this. So this is the reenactment. This is how I think it happened. This is how I think it happened.
Mrs. Griffin, I have some good news or some bad news, depending on how you feel about your husband. Do you love your husband?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin, I have some bad news. Your husband is brain dead. I'm afraid it's time for you to make your choice.
What? Are you telling me I should pull the plug?
I'm afraid so. Also, you might be getting a call about the service you received here today. Do you feel I've earned all 10s?
Oh, God, I don't know.
I can't get anything less than a 10, so if there's a problem, you should tell me about it right now.
I may have to pull the plug on my husband.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that, but really, we really, really, really need the 10s. It's 2 minutes for you. It's a job or not for me.
Hello? 6. Yes, 6 across the board.
Ah, nuts.
Senor Griffin, I think it's time for you to depart.
Thanks, Jose, probably. Thanks for everything. Hey, before I go, what's the boat's Wi-Fi password?
Oh, there's no Wi-Fi on board.
I don't want to go! I don't want to go!
Hey,
Hey!
that's a plug. You You pulled the plug on me?
Peter, it was a very difficult decision.
How could you do that? I'm alive.
I'm here from the mortgage company. Mr. Griffin, you're 3 months late on your payment.
That's how I think it went.
I just got paid $60,000 for my car.
My man was alive, and it was like, you know what? Hold my
I don't
beer.
know if you could see this, but it's called the Case Connect Compensation Calculator right here. And
What's going on? I'm freezing up. Man, I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link. So here's the thing, man. This is what I want to say. There's a period in life for 80% of cases, right? 80%. My sister, my mama included, 80%, right? Where women only love their children to about puberty, whatever puberty is, right? Man, Zuma, we found out today heaven don't have Wi-Fi. If heaven had Wi-Fi, then Peter would have been gone, my nigga. Ain't got all the channels. But there's a period up into puberty where you're your mother's child. Once you reach puberty, you go from your mama child to one of them niggas. Or hot tail bitch, right? Like, there are very few women who like their children for maybe a 15 or 20 year span. Now, you might be able to bring home a grandchild and they'll love the grandchild, right? Because women love babies, right? Big toddlers love little toddlers, so you might be able to bring a grandkid in, but they still not gonna like the mama or the daddy. Be like, I just want my grandbaby. Matter of fact, my grandmother had a license plate. It was like one of them tourist license plates. It was like, if I knew grandkids was this fun, we would have had them first. That shit was not funny to me. Because that's one of her kids. I know how she treated her kids. But now, I'm not saying our mom was like abusive or nothing. Well, you know, black girl abusive, you know, but not overly abusive. Just wasn't nurturing. People kept saying that women are nurturing, and I didn't know many black women that were nurturing. I know a lot of men in their 30s and 40s that's still looking for the hug they never got from their mom. A lot of guys just want to hear it's gonna be okay. I love you. I know a lot of those guys. They not necessarily got abused as children, just not properly loved. And part of the journey is for males is to find your own pack. Find the people that you can love, right? Now who can love you. That's a son husband trait. Don't look for the people that can love you. Look for the people that appreciate your love, that can reciprocate your love, because love comes from you, right? Anyway, so as far as this abortion goes, and I know a lot of, there's a reason that black women are the main people supporting abortion. There's a reason for that. The only people supporting abortion as much as black women are gay people. What the fuck gay people care about abortion for? That shit ain't make no difference. Like, if you eat coochie, then what you care about abortion for? If you sucking dick, what you care about abortion for? Like, abortion should be the last thing that matters to the rainbow community, because it's not a problem they should have if they honest about their sexuality. So the only people whose voice really matters when it comes to the quote-unquote body choice argument is black women. You see a lot of white women fighting for the right to do it, but they don't do it, right? but they're fighting for the right for Keisha to do it. Also, you see a lot of satire about the abuse of, right? So I know a girl who deleted her 4-year-old son and then blamed it on postpartum syndrome and got out scot-free. I know several women who gave their kids up to the foster care system and was like, I never wanted them babies anyway. I know a lot of foster care, especially grandmothers, who kick the kid out once the kid turn 18. Once the check clear, they don't get no more foster care checks, you out the door. So when you look at the pattern of Keisha not loving her children, the opportunity to delete another one is nothing, right? So 47 years old, she was like, yo, I'm the only one here. I'm gonna pull the plug on my son. I already deleted 2 of my daughters. I set them on fire. Now I got another opportunity. I'm gonna pull the plug on my son. If I was her last child, I would be very afraid to know that you have a mother that directly deleted your other 3 siblings and you the last one left. I would be very afraid for that girl. That's some mommy dearest stuff for real. Anyway, I dropped the link. Ain't nobody pulled up. So I'm finna make lasagna. Man, train your toddlers, man. Please train your toddlers. Love your brothers as you love yourself. Feed pack.
Available everywhere. Warning, don't try Corona if you live with old ass people, because you will kill their ass. From No Show Organic.
Masters. For either she will hate the one and love the other, or she will devote to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon, which is money, possessions, fame, status, or whatever is valued more than the Lord. But if she has a boss that she prioritizes over you as a man and she calls you insecure for it, thus you will find that she cannot serve 2 masters. She will also, this is the problem with the career-oriented woman, that they never see coming. They will say, well, honey, we had plans this weekend, but my boss wants me to go to this seminar. My boss wants me to go on vacation, take the family here. My boss wants me to do this. My boss wants me to come into work. Now, the problem is she calls her boss, her employer boss, the boss, meaning that person presides over the husband. And that's not going to work long term. It can work for a short period of time, but she cannot serve 2 masters. And many times she'll use the boss as an excuse. Well, I can't say no to my boss. But you can say no to your husband? Well, you ain't my boss. Well, who am I? You're my partner. See, this is it. Once you unpack it, you want to unpack it before you get into the relationship, because Unpacking it in the relationship is not going to work. Okay? It's not going to work, guys. You're going to end up with the short end of the stick.